Looks like there's one down there coming this way. Big dark-bodied deer.
Yeah, it is.
Well, here we are. It's not even light enough to film, and we've got deer moving up this draw. Good-looking deer, probably 140, pushing 150. When it started getting light, we were covered up with whitetails. I soon realized that we made a wise choice coming out and hunting with Northern Rockies Outfitters. There's deer coming to the left. Does and fawns. Doe and little ones, yep. With these does filtering up through here, they'll drag a good buck out in the open, at least where we can develop a game plan, try and get closer. But right now we're still sitting here waiting to see a shooter. And if we see a shooter, we'll make our move or sit tight and let him work his way towards us, just whichever works. We're gonna do whatever it takes. First day, stick with us. This is awesome. Beautiful up here, beautiful. Well, one of the things that kind of makes me nervous about this hunt is I've only got 3.5 days to get this job done. And one thing that I thought was a key tactic to trying to take a good buck on this hunt is just listen to Jay.
Photos don't lie about the kind of big game Northern Rockies Outfitters is taking. The outfit operates in a number of Montana locations for numerous species. And if you are going after whitetails, who better to go with than a guy that's lived the land since boyhood?
My family, my parents moved out here and bought the ranch when I was in kindergarten, and it's been in the family. I'm the 4th generation here. The huge part of my life is hunting, and especially guiding. Started guiding friends of my dad's when I was probably 14 years old, and I fell in love with getting to see the excitement on other people's faces. It's the part of being outside and being close to wildlife that is one of the greatest joys of my life.
This is certainly a pretty spot, no question. A couple of does. There's still a doe. There's still a doe in that cove, so.
There's a bunch of little bucks there too.
I know when we were sitting there and we were using kind of the passive tactic, and that is setting from a high vantage point and letting the deer work through and see if we could spot a shooter, I knew that my chances would be really good there.
We saw some deer coming up and saw deer that weren't shooters, and then all of a sudden we saw this big shooter 8-point.
There's a good buck coming up through here. Looked like he's working his way up this draw, and he looked like he could be a shooter. When we saw that big 8-pointer 450 yards away, I knew that that was the buck that I came here for. He was huge. Yeah, he's a shooter. Oh, definitely. He's a good one. Good 8-point. And we have to get a lot closer to him to get a shot. So we're trying to decide exactly what move to make. So what do you want to do, Jay? I mean, you know these deer better than I do.
I think that's a big frame buck that we saw when it was almost totally dark. Since he's on the outskirt of the bedding area, we just don't want to go in there and bust him out of there, because if we bust him out of there, then it just makes him harder to hunt. So
we're better off to just let him bed up with these does, and then develop a game plan where we're going to catch him coming out of this draw in the evening, because he'll come right back through there, right?
Right. I think tonight we have a good chance at him, unless we're going to sit here and watch, and if he messes up, then we're going to try to capitalize on that this morning. So see what's going to happen.
Do you see him? I don't think that's him. Yeah, that's not him.
No, it's not him.
We're kind of making a move on a good buck, but we're not sure if it's the big 8 we saw this morning.
The end of the day for Steve Stoltz and guy Jay Pribyl brings them a step closer to finding the big 8. And Pribyl realizes that he's familiar with this buck, thanks to his daughter's hunting instincts.
The first morning of the hunt, as we were walking back to the truck, I realized that I had a little bit of history with this whitetail.
Jay said, you know what? I think my daughter Michaela found the shed to that buck. Of course, he dug into his shed pile and found this shed, and we matched it up with the film. Exactly the same buck from the year before. We know he's fully mature, so he's definitely at the top of our hit list for this hunt. What a beautiful shed. Thanks, Michaela, for being such a good shed hunter. Wait. Way down there on that fence line. All I'm seeing is does. Which way are they gonna head, Jay?
They're gonna go on the other side of the hill.
This side
Yep,
here?
yep. Let's get over there.
Where there's does, there's big bucks, that's for sure.
You know, this time of year, it's November 1st. The rut's starting to kick in out here in Montana. And I told Jay, I said, you know, you mind if I rattle and grunt a little bit?
You know, it's November 1st, Jay, and I'm thinking it's a little more still this morning than yesterday. The winds were blowing 40 mile an hour. It might be a good time to get out the rattling horns and...
All right, let's give it a try because they can probably hear it today.
That's a good deer.
That's definitely, no doubt about it.
Let me range him. He's 154 yards, Jay. 154, I can make that shot. I'm gonna take him. There's my shot right there.
Although on camera it looks like this buck is behind a bush, the deer is clear for a shot from Stoltz's angle.
Looks like he's getting ready to go. I'm gonna take him.
Shot.
Yes.
He's gonna go down.
It's going right, it's going right. Should I shoot him again? Should I shoot him again? Is he going down? Is he going down?
You better shoot him one more time.
Okay. He's going right. Yes, he's down.
He's down. All right.
That's a good
That is
buck.
awesome.
Awesome job.
Well, I hit him with the first round, and I mean, it hammered him. But he took off, and it almost looked like he wasn't even hit to me. So I put another shell in, and he kind of staggered around a little bit, and Jay said, go ahead and put another round in him.
We stalked up to this high spot. Jay said these big bucks have been moving through here. This buck came out of nowhere. Beautiful, big 8-point Montana whitetail. Northern Rockies Outfitters does it for us on the second day of the hunt, November 1st, and I'm pumped. And he's down right over there.
All right.
Well, what are the odds that that same big shooter whitetail that we saw the day before would be on the other part of the ranch, and I would bang those horns together and he would come to that call? I mean, to me, it was a miracle. But we got the job done thanks to Jay Pribyl of the Northern Rockies Outfitters. Just a phenomenal hunt out here. It's what you dream about when you go on a whitetail hunt in Montana. Couldn't ask for a better ending. Man, that's a pretty sight. Look at that.
Yes, it is.
Awesome, awesome buck. Look at that buck. Beautiful. Big 8-point.
From the first time I met Steve, I knew that we were going to have a great hunt. I enjoyed hunting with him.
He's a big old mature 8-point, and I'm proud to take him home.
Yeah, he's a nice deer.
You bet.
Congratulations.
Awesome. You can come out here and do an early season whitetail hunt with either bow or rifle and have a heck of a time. And as you can see, take a giant whitetail. Awesome. It's been a great hunt. Thanks for having us.